Blessings, everybody out there in the universe. My name is Sean Myrie, and I'm your host of the Down to Earth podcast. We're taking it back to the 6. We're going to get down to earth about an artist from Toronto. His name is Jay Diggs, real name Jonathan Poirier. Maybe I said it wrong. He has a French last name. He's half Guyanese and half French, right? So his career started 2004. I mean, being signed to an independent label called Maximus Records, right? His first track was Hypnotic. It became a big hit, a Toronto anthem. I did mention he's from Toronto, right? A Toronto anthem, right? That was 2004. 2005, he had another track called Push It Up. That was very big. He became, known in Toronto for quality videos. He was on the rise in the mid-2000s. He started 2004. You could look it up, right? So as he grew, his popularity grew. And so much that he got on a tour with Game. Remember G-Unit? When G-Unit was big, he went on an 18-city tour with the Game. You can't even say a lot of people done that in Canada. That's a big accomplishment to be on 18-city tour with industry artists from America. That's very big. And on top of that, he won many other awards or nominated for a Juno Award. He won a MMV Award, Much Music Video Award. He has many accomplishments, right? And he's also a producer. So you want to know why I'm talking about this individual, this gentleman, Jay Diggs, because he was the sixth god before the so-called sixth god, right? And you could look up a lot of this info as well, right? So he's about 37 years old right now. He basically quit the rap game as an artist to become a director. He's known as Director Diggs right now. So his career spanned from 2004 to 2011, basically. You could look it up. They might say 16, but what I remember he is up to 2011, right? So where I'm going with this, a very successful artist from Toronto, good quality videos, won a video award, produced videos for Sean Paul and Alkaline, very famous dancehall artists from Jamaica. He done that. He got that under his belt, right? Many accolades. Now, where I'm going with this is that he's actually the real Drake, because the same time when he was coming up, right? Drake was kind of coming up. But when he came out 2004, Drake was still doing Degrassi. Drake was doing Degrassi from 2001 to 2008. Drake's first album was 2006, 2 years after Jay Diggs dropped his first album, right? So I done my research, right? Back in the day, if you want to call it back in the day, 2013, they, maybe a little bit before that, they had a little beef. It was about 2007, maybe 2008. I don't know if it was just about a girl or people copying people's styles, right? So my research is that Drake was watching Jay Diggs. Can't blame him. Jay Diggs was doing big things in the city way before Drake, from at least 2004. 2006, Drake came out, but he was not signed to a major. He was doing his mixtapes, Room for Improvement, Comeback Season, So Far Gone, and then 2009, he was officially signed to Cash Money Records. 2009. Remember that. Officially signed, right? Jay Diggs was signed to Maximus Records 2004. So Drake seen the blueprint, what he got to do to get through. And he went to America. On top of that, came back with the remix, my opinion, of Jay Diggs. Now, as time went on and Drake got signed to Cash Young Money, right? That was about 2009. He did not release his first album until 2010, right? By that time, Jay Diggs was disappearing. 2011 is the last I heard from him. You might look it up. They might say he was doing things until 2016, but I really don't remember that. The story is he stopped rapping and started to produce more, do videos, and he has a company called Iron Shore, right? So he stopped rapping around the time when Drake became big. He stopped rapping. He actually has Drake on one of his tracks, one of his albums, right? I'm not sure which album it is, but he has Drake on the remix, right? The original track was with a guy named George, a singer. And I think even the remix has the same individual on it. But this is what's going down. If you look at Jay Diggs and you put Drake right next to him, right, especially on the come up of Drake, you could see that a lot of the inspiration came from Jay Diggs. A lot of people have forgotten about Jay Diggs, right? It was the 2000s, things was changing a lot. So Jay Diggs, to me, right, got overshadowed by the Drake machine. Drake got signed to an American label. Jay Diggs was coming up and he was collaborating with a lot of Americans, but it wasn't enough. He done tracks with local artists like Melanie Durant and I think Cardinal Official. He done visuals for many people. He's still active as behind the scenes. But this is the real Six God. You can look him up. Drake stole this guy's style. You're talking about mob ties. You're talking about ghostwriting. If you could talk about the ghostwriting, if you could talk about this mob ties, and people are accusing Drake of ghostwriting, and it's really coming out as fact, why wouldn't you believe this? An artist who was coming up before Drake, and Drake's first beef, right, was with him. Drake's first beef was with Jay Diggs, and Jay Diggs disappeared. You can't even find him. You could find him on Instagram, but he doesn't have a public profile like other artists. Even old artists have a public profile. You could see what they're up to. His is private. So what happened? Did OVO pay off Jay Diggs to disappear and not be a rapper anymore? Because he stopped rapping. All of a sudden, he was pretty good. This man has a catalog, right? He had good quality videos. He worked with great artists. He was on a tour with The Game, 18 cities. He knows a lot of people in the industry. Why did he stop? Why did he stop? You know what will make some people stop? Somebody who copied their style and took off with it. That will make some people stop. But this is fact, right? Because I did do a post on Instagram about this. Big reaction. He doesn't necessarily sound like Drake, but they look very alike, have the same mannerisms, or Drake's copying him, how he was doing his thing, seeing a great example and took it, right? Like a culture vulture. This is fact. This guy's from Toronto, the Six, right? You could look him up. They said he was active from 2002, but really he got signed 2004, right? That would make him 18. He was very young when he got signed. Drake, same age. They are the same age. So they were in competition, like it or not. But Jay Diggs was doing it already. He was already doing it. So if you could believe in this ghostwriting from Drake, which is like it's coming out, like people been ghostwriting. He has a team for him. What else will they do? What else will they do if they do that? This Drake stole this guy's style. I don't care what anybody says. The proof is in the pudding, and he actually has a track with Drake, right? With Drake, you could go on the reels on your Instagram, but you won't see Drake's name in the credits. It's just Jay Diggs. Is Jay Diggs the ghostwriter, one of the main ghostwriters for Drake? It makes me wonder, did Drake write that song, With You? It's called With You. Did he write that song? All I know, that Jay Diggs is the real sixth god. He had a lot of hits. He mixes his music with reggae, dancehall, and hip hop. Who does that? Doesn't Drake do that? And Jay Diggs, I know he could sing. He does sing too. And he's a producer. And you don't see him anymore. You could look this up for yourself. So, Mr. Aubrey was doing Degrassi, like I said, 2001 to 2008. And he got signed 2009 to Young Money. So, part of his acting connections got him in there with his parents, got him in the industry. Jay Diggs, he was working hard. And he was big at one point, getting a lot of connections. Why did he quit? And there's so much other artists from Toronto still going. They never quit. Why was he frustrated that he just went behind the scenes and just now he calls himself Director Diggs, right? I know that it looks like he knows Director X, he knows a lot, Cardinal Official, he knows a lot of people behind the scenes. But you just gotta look it up. Look it up. And you'll see Drake. A lot of similarities. Is it a coincidence? I don't think so. Because Drake came out 2006 with his mixtapes. This guy came out 2004, Jay Diggs, with an official album. By the time Drake was like signed to Cash Money or Young Money, Jay Diggs already had a whole catalog of music. Drake had mixtapes. Drake didn't drop an official album till 2010. Check that out. And like I say, like I mentioned, there's a lot of similarities there. 2011, to me, that's when Jay Diggs disappeared from the scene. And that's when Drake was rising. Right? So look at that. You're talking about all this ghostwriting, right? Comparing reference tracks, mob ties. This is even worse, stealing a man's whole identity for your own. Big culture vulture. Because when Jay Diggs was out, coming out 2004, Drake was doing Degrassi. Yeah. Jimmy Brooks in the wheelchair. And he was watching Rap City. He was watching Much Music those days. Anybody who was a teenager who loved urban music, they were watching Much Music. And guess who they're watching? Jay Diggs. He was the big ish that time. And Drake was the same age. He probably says, Mommy, Daddy, I want to be like that. I want to be big, but I want to be bigger than him. All right, son, I got some links in America. I could hook you up, right? Could I bring my friends with me? Oh yeah, they could come, right? Why did Jay Diggs leave the game? I know he's making a lot of money behind the scenes directing videos, but what's the real reason? Got paid off? Remember, OVO didn't form until 2012. Drake, first album, 2010. Drake came out with his first mixtapes, 2006. Right? Jay Diggs dropped the album was dropping music still the same time when Drake was doing his mixtape stuff. Jay Diggs was big. So Drake, it took him 3 years before he was finally signed to a label, an industry label. The whole time, Jay Diggs was doing his thing in the six. So he is the real six God, right? He was doing things on a high level a lot of Toronto artists wish they could get to. Touring with The Game, G-Unit. Come on now. 18 cities, Juno nomination, video awards. He got a lot of accolades way before Drake. And he did have some type of beef with Drake, or Drake had a beef with him. This is all facts. I might have to make a part 2 about this. But if Drake could hire ghostwriters, if Drake, you're looking into his reference tracks, is this a surprise? It started from the bottom, right? Home first before he started his whole quest out there. So this makes a lot of people wonder, is Drake an industry plant? It's looking a lot like that. From an actor turned rapper, right? And an actor acts, reads scripts. He's a good script writer. Too much similarities, man. Why did Jay Diggs quit being a rapper? Even at a young age like that, just quit. That's a mystery. He was still in his 20s. He just quit. I think there was a big payoff. Or he got scared of something, like why? No longer a rapper, just a producer. He got his own company, but you guys be the judge of this. Do your research, do whatever you want to do. Look it up, because it's all facts. Jay Diggs, respect to you. Like I said, he has a lot of accolades. He produces and directs now. Director Diggs, no more a rapper. He doesn't rap anymore, just producing. Yep. And Drake, you're good, man. You're very good. Stealing a lot of people's ideas, because for sure you are influenced by Jay Diggs, 100%. This is Sean Myrie of the Down to Earth podcast. Please subscribe.